Alright, it is now time for the P's, which is a pretty big letter. So we start with the Pains of Being Pure at Heart, a couple singles of theirs, and then a full-length album. Paper Lace, they did The Night Chicago Died. Paramore Riot, I used to have their first album, first pressing, but it went for a lot of money, so I sold it too. I will probably buy a reissue at some point. Jimmy Pardo, one of my favorite podcasters and comedians. I've got his 2 albums signed. That one includes a David Bowie lyric. Graham Parsons. I've got a reissue of GP. For Grievous Angel, I have an original and a reissue. This is the Live 1973. Sleepless Nights. This is a compilation of some old stuff before he got his record deal. Same with this. And that's all my Graham, aside from the Burrito Brothers, which you already saw. Pearl Jam 10 versus Vitalogy. We're missing Yield. I need to get it. That's my favorite. Then we have Backspacer. I think I had Lightning Bolt at one time, but I think I sold it too. Pedro the Lion, The Only Reason I Feel Secure, It's Hard to Find a Friend, Control, Peg Boy, some more old punk, Pennywise, Straight Ahead, and Land of the Free. And we have the Perfect Circle albums, followed by Pete's Dragon, because, again, I like Disney. And then this is Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls, 12-inch single. More Disney with Peter and the Wolf. And an old Petra album, I mentioned them earlier. They recorded some of their stuff down the road as well. Now the Tom Petty section. This is an original and then a deluxe remaster expanded version. This is blue vinyl. These are all originals. That's a 12-inch single for Don't Come Around Here No More. Another 12-inch single. And then Full Moon Fever. I used to have Mojo. Again, sold it. Pilot, because it's got that magic song on it. Then we move on to Pink Floyd. Again, Obscured by Clouds. That's like an early greatest hits. I had Adam Hart Mother at one time. I had, I don't know, Ummagumma. I got rid of both of those. I just stuck with the ones I really like. So I've got Metal, Dark Side, Animals, I Wish You Were Here, The Wall, and Momentary Lapse of Reason. Got rid of Final Cut. And then I've got the live album, Delicate Sound of Thunder. For the Pixies, got, all the big ones here. These 2, original master recording deluxe versions. Doolittle is my favorite. Got Bossa Nova as well. And then that. I don't have any of the newer stuff on vinyl. I have them on CD. But, alright. This is another old favorite. Local band. Picked this up at a basement show in East Peoria many years ago on Deep Elm Records. Debut 10-inch of Planes Mistaken for Stars, way out of print. A couple years ago, they had a comeback album. Garrett signed that for me when he did Drunken Lullabies. That was a lot of fun. Jared Grabb was on that episode too. The Pogues, I always bust out this first press for St. Patrick's Day. Poison, Look What the Cat Dragged In, and Open Up and Say Ah with the original cover. Then we have all the Police albums. This is Message in a Bottle 12-inch. Ghost in the Machine. Ah, there's a relevant one. Don't Stand So Close to Me. I've got all their albums, but I don't know. Be fine probably with just the greatest hits. Robert Pollard, the singer for Guided by Voices, has a lot of solo stuff too. I have some of those. He always does the clip art himself for all the Guided by Voices stuff. Polyphonic Spree. Yes, it's true. That was their last album. I also had some of their early ones, but sold those as well. Iggy Pop. Blah, blah, blah. I will have more Iggy, but it's under the Stooges. Brian Posehn. Picture disc. Got this signed when he performed at the Jukebox. He also came and did some vinyl shopping at Co-op the next day, and took some pictures with some customers and signed some autographs there. We got the Postal Service, and then Archie Powell and the Exports. I believe they're out of Chicago. And a Power Station, Some Like It Hot, 12-inch. I don't know if I'm ever going to do my 45s or not. We'll see how bored I get, but I have a lot of 45s too. All right, this is going to be a big Elvis portion. They are not in chronological order. A lot of the movie soundtracks here. I've been to Graceland. Went with my cousin John several years ago. There's a classic. But, yeah, there it is right there. Was not nearly as big as I expected it to be. That's the Blue album on blue vinyl. And then we move on to Billy Preston, who played with the Beatles. I always thought that was a cool looking cover. Frankenstein and whatnot. Arranged by Sly Stone. Okay, now we're at an important part. I am missing the first couple albums, but once we get to here, I've got regulars and reissues. There's Controversy, regular, original, and reissue. Same for 1999. Purple Rain, I just have original. We've got Around the World, Parade, Love Sexy, which is just one long song. This is Sign of the Times 12-inch. The Batman soundtrack, Bat Dance 12-inch. And then that is it until we get to Third Eye Girl. There's a lot of in-between albums I need to track down now that they've been reissuing them all. Like the Love Symbol Gold album would be great. But still, like Artificial Age and some of the other later albums. This is the only one I have aside from the Prince originals that I got for my birthday on white vinyl. They came out last year. Princess Bride soundtrack. That was another gift from Brianna, as was that one. Following Princess Bride, we got some John Prine. I did have more John Prine at one time, but I sold several of them. And we got Prophets of Rage. Never got to see Rage Against the Machine, but I did see Prophets of Rage live. That was close enough for me, I guess. Okay. One of my favorites, Richard Pryor, Hometown. This was controversial for obvious reasons. But that was like one of his first big albums. So, and we got Is It Something I Said, Bicentennial N-Word, Greatest Hits, Wanted, double album. These are on Laugh Records now. The ones before were on the major label. You got LA Jail, Are You Serious? Who Me, I'm Not Him. The Wizard of Comedy, that's because he was in The Wiz. Outrageous, Here and Now. And then we move on to the Psychedelic Furs. Always liked them. Richard Butler's got a great voice in my opinion. This is for Heartbreak Beat. And then Pussifer to close it out. Conditions of My Parole. So a lot of Tool.